We're looking at the question, do you think politicians are feeling insecurity? Why are we asking this question? We have seen rising cases of terrorism, insurgency and banditry in Nigeria with devastating consequences. But are politicians, would you say, contributing to the problem? Are they prioritizing power struggles over national security? We'd like to hear from you. Our numbers, of course, are on the screen. We'd like for you to share your thoughts. What do you think about this? Do you think our politicians are politicizing security issues? Do you think there is more they could have done or they should do? What are your thoughts? What are your suggestions? Of course, do you think politicians are feeling insecurity? Now, let me come back to you, Summayya, just before we get our callers calling in. We keep talking about security, and we know that it is a duty of the government to take care of its people, its citizens, right? And if there is no security, how then does the government take care of the people? And then we have heard people say for security issues to persist, for us to keep having these challenges, something has to give. Of course, some people would say, allegedly, of course, they would say it's the government, it's the duty of the government. So perhaps there is somehow the role of the government. Maybe they are not doing something, or they are doing something that is not right. That is why we have persistent insecurity issues. I don't know what your thoughts are, just before we get our viewers going.
Yeah, I mean, basically, when they say, oh, the media, we are the, gatekeepers, and we have to be politically correct when it comes to where we're supposed to just put it out there as it is. But it's not just, political experts, it's not analysts that say this. We even have people in the political scene talking about this. I mean, I think 2-3 months ago, we saw Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the DG of World Trade Organization, literally just saying Africans are politicizing insecurity, like we need to stop. So when you ask yourself, what is even this politicizing? Basically, it's saying, all right, security issues, politicians taking advantage of this.
Right.
Yes, that is basically what it means. It means it can happen in several forms. It could mean someone sponsoring, someone exploiting fear for,
And so some people would also say it could mean someone is probably gaining financially from it. Because how do we keep having persistent insecurity, and then you're probably a head of government agency, or you're the governor of a state, you're the chairman of a particular local government, or you're the president of a country, and then you keep having persistent insecurity. We've had a plethora of measures that they put in place. They're trying to address these issues, and then this is not the first time, this is not the second, this is not the third. And I think you talked about security issues when you were starting the program. It's more like because we're having more of economic challenges now, it's as if there is no much attention.
Yeah, it's a distraction. Yeah, it's a distraction. And we have also partisan attack. We saw the emir of Gobir, lost his life because of his relationship with someone that went sour. So things like that are happening. But let's pick our first call. Good morning. Good morning. All right, I think we lost that call. Go ahead, call the numbers on your TV screen, and do not forget you can send WhatsApp message via the first one. Make sure you're including your name and your location where you're sending that message from. Please, if you're calling us, stay away from your TV set or turn down the volume. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Anas Nuhu. I'm calling you from Kano.
Anas from Kano. Let's hear your take on politicians, just putting, I don't want to use my own words, but let's hear your take on the topic. Anas, are you with us?
Yes. With regard to this topic, at least we can say that politician has some impact on these security matters, because look at what happened in Sokoto, where Serkin Goburg was killed, and yes, one of the politicians was found to be suspect in this regard. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Anas. We're with you.
Yes, and another example where this current chief security, what do I call it, Bella Matole, still has this issue with regard to this.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
And this Bella Turji, one time, I say that Bella Matole is the one financing them. Do you get me? So at least you can say that politician has something.
Yeah, okay. Allegedly, though, right? That's allegedly. But yes, thank you so much, Anas, for that. If there is one thing that we have to learn is that these terrorists are not to be trusted, these bandits. And if for people that would come out and just kill people for no reason, we don't have any bad blood, but you just ambush a village and kill communities, and you expect me to believe anything that comes out of your mouth,
right.
So it is allegedly, and we just want to understand and want to know if Nigerians also exploit their mind and understand topics around, the society, what affects them. And this is, of course, the best platform. So let's hear from you about all of this.
Now, this now brings to bear and to mind that we have seen the game of politics, right? And just like the caller said earlier, allegedly, of course, we have seen politicians, some of these politicians using some of these people as political thugs, to carry out whatever they want them to do before the election, during the election, and most likely after the election. And then after the election, when they get on the seats and they're just there, nothing happens, then what do you think these people would revert to? What do you think they'll do? I mean, they still have arms with them. Of course, we have another caller joining us on the program this morning. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from? We've most likely lost that caller. We still await your calls. Do not also remember that you have to stay clearly away from your mobile devices or your TV set, just so we can have a proper communication. There is no form of network disruption. Of course, the question we're asking you is, do you think politicians are fueling insecurity? Just like I was saying earlier, Summayya. So we have these people who are now there, I'd say, out of jobs, quote unquote, right? So what do you expect them to do? They are not being empowered. These were people you used during these electoral processes, and now they are now out there out of jobs. So somehow they'll just think out of the box and say, since we still have these arms with us, we have this ammunition, why don't we just probably attack a village, promote banditry, terrorism, and then gradually, once you think the security issues, it just starts like play, like joke, right? Yeah. And then it's just spirals.
And small.
So we have another caller joining us on the program. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Can you hear me?
I'm Mohammed Babaji Katawi. Hello.
Hello. I can hear you. Kindly turn down the volume of your TV or move far away from your TV set so that we can hear you clearly. Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
From Bauchi.
Okay.
Yeah, Mohammed Babaji Katagun from Bauchi.
Okay, Mohammed, you're calling us from Bauchi. So give us your take. What do you think? Do you think politicians are feeling insecurity?
Of course, I don't think there is any insecurity on these politicians, because most of them, they are the one that sponsor some of the talks that go and fight for their own, particularly the board. So if they do this thing, they are expecting a lot of things from them, and if they didn't get, they will go against them. That's the problem. So what I want all of us to understand, but the major one, particularly on that boy, Belletri, some of them are using that person as a contractor to tarnish the image of some of the politicians. Most of the opponents are using him to tarnish the image of those that are in government. So that's the major problem. So please, I don't think if the issue of this insecurity can have a proper solution, unless if they can give the autonomy of that particularly local government autonomy. If they can get that autonomy, we can have a lot of almost 50%, 70% of this insecurity will go out, will go away.
If
So
what
that's what I
happens?
want. If we can get a local government autonomy, 774 local government to get their own autonomy. So I don't think.
Okay,
but it has already been granted, the local government autonomy.
No, except he's talking about security autonomy now.
Okay,
we have financial autonomy.
The state
policing or something.
Okay. Okay. I get where you're coming from. Thank you so much. We've had several conversations with people on air and even off air, where someone was saying though there was a particular community in I think Zamfara State that one day they got tired of gunmen just ambushing them and then gunning, you just firing on air, and they just decided to attack. And it just realized that it's sort of them attacking gave them strength over these people, because numbers always outweigh even the power of a gun. All right, let's pick this call. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, I am Abel Idapo. I am from Sule, Niger State.
From Niger State. All right, please increase your volume a bit.
Yes, we cannot rule out this known facts. Even a child on the street knows that those who has money to sponsor and to, flamboyantly display wealth are the politicians. You see somebody growing up, you say, a higher institution, as one that is still in the primary. I'll tell you that I want to be a politician. He feels that he or she there is money, that there is money he can do and all. So until we are able in the booth, the idea seeing politics as a place of making money. Now, as the much through the government cover, they sponsored out, they fight against themselves, and individual or group that tries to fight them, their wealth, their money, to other people to fight, thereby, creating insecurities here and there. Insecurity in different dimensions. It could be a local one. It could be the one that can be, to a level that we may even call it terrorism, though we've given it another name these days. So politicians are part of the problem we are facing in the area of insecurity today.
All right.
That's my take.
I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much. Now, to be clear, just like our previous caller made mention that insecurity is of different categories. So just to explain the word politicizing again for our viewers before you call in to share your take, it's exploiting fear. Sometimes people exaggerate insecurity of some area to put fear and promise you, oh, I'm going to come and change that narrative for you, so vote me. It's part of that. Using security as a wedge issue, which is just like we made mention of, terrorists calling names to say, oh, this is the person that did this. We have partisan attacks where you always attack someone that is not of the same political ideas as you. So basically, this is what we're talking about: communal clashes, causing fights, so that this party would blame another party. Those are all the politicizing. So with that in mind, let's pick our next call. Good morning.
Good morning, my sisters. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Ade. I'm calling from London.
Oh, hi, Ade. It's good to hear from you.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
That's good.
All right,
okay.
let's hear your take on this.
My take is this. Like the last caller said, the lifestyle of our politicians, that can ginger crime. Because once somebody is children unable to provide because there is no job for him to do, or he did the job, they don't pay salary, and it's watching a politician, lifestyle with convoy of 30 cars, just a senator or a representative or House of Assembly member giving a stack of cash brand notes, and he will do whatever he can do to feed his family. Crime is not the solution. The frustration leads you to anything. So that is what our politicians don't realize. The level of crime now, some might be involved, some might not. I'm not sure. But what I know is that those bandits in the forest collecting 100 million, 200 million, they cannot be using that money in that forest. Look at the way they look. So they must have somebody somewhere they submit the money to. Because somebody who's saying you have 200 million, 500 million collected, and you are living in the forest. It's not possible. So they have somebody somewhere. We don't know them. During that time, they said they have 400 lists of those sponsoring terrorism, whatever. But we didn't see their name. So the lifestyle is what is happening. Look at our MPs here, member of our parliament. The way they live, the way they do things. For our prime minister, somebody buy a dress for his wife. That become talk of the town. Until they force him to announce that nobody should give his wife any clothes again, nobody should do anything again. Just ordinary one dress. I mean, you can imagine what is happening in Nigeria. So the crime, the level of crime, because people are hungry, people are suffering, their salary means nothing. 70,000, what can that buy? You can't buy a bag of rice. So the lifestyle should change. They should reduce it so that common people, and they should have food bank. All those senators, House of Reps, in the local government, they should have food bank where people can go and get food for free. At least food is very important. But I know, like I normally say, things will get better one day in Nigeria.
Amen.
By the grace of God in our lifetime, it will happen.
Amen.
God bless Nigeria.
Amen.
Thank you, my sister.
Thank you so much, Ade, and God bless you too.
I think I actually picked 2 points from what he just stated. He talked about the lifestyle of those politicians. I mean, just look at it. We're talking about democracy, government for the people, by the people, and for the people, right? And then you now see the people you put at the helms of affairs. You see the kind of lifestyle they live. They're driving, big cars. They live in big houses. They have the best of clothing, food, healthcare, education for their children, and every other thing. And then you're the lead, you're just there. It's as if you're not seeing the dividends of democracy. And then you now think to yourself, although all of these are allegations, though, and then he also talked about how some of these terrorists, the bandits in the bush, how they are right there, laid back, collecting hundreds of millions from people. But then again, it looks as if, another allegation anyways, as if there is someone they are remitting these funds to, and then it's more like, take your own part of it, and then we keep this, and then we go on with our operations and all of that. But we can only hope that our security agencies are up to speed and they are doing right by us, because we can't be battling economic challenges and then we have to add healthcare to it. We're adding security, and then once you don't have security, can you even think of any other thing?
Indeed. I mean, a lot is going downhill. Currently, teachers are on strike because of how poorly they are paid. And I was just talking about, I think 2 weeks ago, we were talking with Lillian about the state of primary schools, basic schools, even in their city, not to talk more of, other localities. And with everything happening, it's not looking promising for the young Nigerians that were promised leaders of tomorrow. It's not looking promising at all. Good morning. Good morning. Do we still have the caller?
Hello?
Are you with us? Yes. Your name and where you're calling us from.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please turn down the volume of your TV or stay away from it. Let's hear your name and location. Are you with us?
Good morning.
Honestly, I think we have to let you go because you're waiting to hear a reply from your TV and it's slowing the conversation down. So if you're calling, please stay away from your TV. You don't need to hear yourself. If you want to catch up on what our conversation was like, then you can go back and find us on YouTube and watch us live. And of course, we're going to drop the video. But before then, please do stay away from your TV set or turn down the volume. Take advantage of the fact that you connect among the millions of people that are, vying for, attention to get at least to connect with us to share their take. Now, this is something that affects us as Nigerians, and we want to find possible solutions for this. But we have to understand it first, which is, do you think politicians are, weaponizing, this insecurity matters, and how we can avert that.
How we can find possible solutions, just so we don't keep coming every day to talk about security issues. I mean, we have a plethora of other issues that we should be dealing with, not necessarily security, but then we still have issues in the northwest, the northeast, you know, the southeast and the southwest. It's as if almost every region of the country there is one security challenge or another.
And that is it. You know, especially when you come to the northeast, it has moved from banditry to terrorism. You go to the south. There is the crude theft, and then there is the ECN, there is the IPOP. Everyone has its own peculiar security challenges. Be the safest place. What happened? Let's pick this call. Good morning. All right, we lost that call. Go ahead, call us. Let's hear your take.
Good morning. Let's hear your name and your location. Okay, we do hope you're able to connect with us. The topic remains, do you think politicians are fueling insecurity? I mean, we have a number of our insecurity challenges bedeviling the country at the moment. But then do you think the politicians that we put at the helms of affairs, do you think they're somehow finding a way to, you know, they're not prioritizing, they're more like prioritizing power struggles over national security? Of course, we're asking these questions and we want to hear from you. Good morning, we have a caller. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
I'm calling from Benue State. I'm suggesting on the insecurity topic of the day.
Okay, I didn't catch your name.
My name is Donald.
Okay, go ahead, Donald. What's your take?
Sincerely, I'm sorry to say, but my opinion on this is, yes, the politicians have succeeded to weaponize the youth, and the youth has tended to see as a lucrative business. And because there is nothing to do for the youth, there is no job opportunities, there are nothing they could go back to do, because the politicians see it as a pay and get to office thing, make money and go, make nothing for the youth. And then the youth turn back to see that the weapons has become their way of living. And so this becomes a challenge. So I'm sorry to say that this is going to be a very, very long thing to stay until we are sincere with ourselves. That is the military to come in and do a very thorough cleansing for the nation. If not, I think the military themselves are already complicit on this.
But when you say military, that means you are likely suggesting a coup, which is not something we should be encouraging. I think we should
No, you are mistaken. You are mistaking my opinion here.
Okay, I'd like for you to clear that up for us.
Yeah, why I said the military should come and make a sanity of this, it means they should come every area where these things are actually happening. I didn't mean they should come take over the affairs of the country.
Okay.
I'm a Democrat.
Okay. Thank you for your thoughts on the question of the day. Thank you, Donald, for calling us from Benue. Donald is
Have a wonderful time.
You're welcome. Donald is definitely suggesting that since perhaps maybe the police may be overwhelmed, so we now need the help of the military. You know, we need more of this military personnel combing the forests, combing regions, areas where we have this security threats. Perhaps he's saying that the
Honestly,
military.
I believe they are doing much. We've seen a whole lot of moves and even accolades, more of like gestures that they've done, things that they've done, and has even garnered accolades from Nigerians. So we see them doing the most, even though we don't have enough, capable hands when it comes to security agents. So yeah, let's pick this call. Good morning. Do we have the caller on the line? All right, we lost that call. Let's hear your take. We can pick at least maybe a phone call more and hear your take on this.
But they're still talking about what Donald said. I think we have more. We have seen the military doing the most now. I mean, we've seen a lot of bandit kingpins being arrested or probably being killed.
Yeah.
But then before we continue that conversation, we have lost another call. But then we're still hoping to hear from you. Oh, okay. So we have a caller now. Good morning.
Please turn down the volume of your TV set. I think we'll have to let that person go.
I don't think we can stress this enough. That once you're putting a call through, you should turn down the volume of your TV or stay clear of your TV set.
Indeed. All right. So yeah, basically, if you can still connect with us, and do you think security is politicized? The insecurity rather, just like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala made mention. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you. Let's hear your take. Your name and where you're calling from, rather.
My name is... Good morning.
Please stay away from your TV set. Please, I beg of you. Turn down the volume of your TV and talk to us through your phone. All right. Honestly,
okay, I'm holding on.
Are you still with us? We have to let that person go. You keep waiting to hear from us through your TV, and it's causing delay. Like I said, other people want to talk to us. So if you get the opportunity, please stay away from it. You don't need to hear yourself from your TV. Come on now. Come on now. All right. So still talking on insecurity. How do you think, if at all you think, it's been politicized? Let's hear your take on your reasons why you think, insecurity has been politicized.
And of course, solutions too. Because it's not enough to point fingers at politicians. A lot of our callers this morning are agreeing and saying that, of course, insecurity has been politicized. But then, of course, they also have to prefer solutions that they think would work for them.
Yeah. So basically, yes, let's give solutions of how it can happen. Now, we have two callers pointing out that, this could not even go. It's like we're giving up on our own country, and that's not something we should do. Good morning. Good morning. Do we still have the call? All right. I think you'd have to call us back. Let's hear your take on, if you think insecurity is being politicized on this. Some of our callers made mention that, they don't really think this could go away, but if at all it could, then something really needs to be done.
Definitely something really needs to be done, because we can't have a country that we're being governed. I mean, we have politicians in power, right? And then we still keep talking about security. So if the people you're leading or you're governing are not safe, then what are you doing there?
Why you cannot give them the basics, which security is one of it.
So we have a caller on the line. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling us from, please.
Good morning.
We can hear you. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Can you hear me?
Of course we can hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Deacon Samuel Ofebu from Port Harcourt.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us on the program. What's your take? Okay.
Honestly,
I think Deacon is trying to hear himself.
The past administration of
Go on, we can hear you.
Of General Buhari. Till now, the issue of security has been fueled by more than 100%. And as such, it is honestly the main problem of Nigeria crisis economically. They have seen how the politicians are doing. The issue of Boko Haram and security generally in Nigeria is not anything but the leadership of the country. How can we be in a nation? We have army, we have navy, and all other parastatals, and yet a very segment of the populace, no matter the name they carry, either Boko Haram or in the north, the name in the east, and whatever name they are they more than the security? The issue is that the security themselves and politicians are the problem we are having. They are the same people condoning most of the things they are doing, hiding them, shading them. If there is sincerity of purpose and security mean what they want to do, how can they be able to go into that forest through the land army, through the air and whatever, and bring them down? I mean, bringing them down. That forest, can that forest be conquered? Look at what Israel is doing in Gaza and other places. And this one is in Nigeria, and we are saying we have security. We don't have any security. As much as I'm concerned, we don't have any security in this nation. The security we have cannot be able to quell minor civil disturbances in Nigeria. And the president is sitting there and saying we have security. We don't have any security. If there is any way we can claim that we have security, the president should be able to call all the chief of staff to order in sincerity, and them themselves, the governors,
the president has done that.
The House of Assembly, senators, remove their hand from the evil they are doing. What we are suffering is the leadership of the nation. The hunger in the land is the leadership of the nation. Otherwise, there is no way you will tell me we have security. People will not go to farm. People will not travel on the road. I'm saying that this country, the leadership of this country, most especially from the time of Buhari till now, has failed us woefully. And if they fail to change, the people should change them. The way they will change them is to be truthful in their character during election, not allowing themselves to be bought over with money. What type of money? Blood money, evil money.
Allegedly. All right. We have to be extra careful with our words when it comes to this. We're putting emotions aside and talking logically. So it will be better, when we have platform like this, we find possible solutions without going all daggerhead and on an attacking mood. But I don't know if we still have you on the line, if you still have more to say.
Okay.
All right.
I think we've probably lost
John
out there. But one thing I picked from what he said is sincerity of purpose.
Yes.
And I think I kind of agree with him. If the government indeed has that sincerity of purpose and they know that, okay, we owe it to these people to govern them, to secure them, to provide for them, to put out the right policies just so life can be easy, life can be bearable. I mean, it's our country and we don't have any other country to rely on, right?
It breaks my heart, Aisha, when it comes to this insecurity matters. If you notice, on a level, like it keeps going, Africans are suffering from insecurity now. Africans. And I feel like we're allowing, the bad eggs from amongst us is allowing other people to exploit us using them.
Right.
And it breaks my heart that Africans are really dying, losing our own resources that we're supposed to benefit from in order for just few people to pocket themselves and sell their soul to the devil. And it breaks my heart. Do we have another caller? All right, go ahead, call us. Let's
and then Donald mentioned something about, we have heard cases where some of these bandits have informants within the locality, within the communities. How much would a bandit probably give to you to sell out information, on who to attack next, where to attack, and all of that? I don't think you're doing right by your community if you're one of those perpetuating that. My advice to you is you should desist from that. It's not right. But let's take this call now. Good morning. Where are you calling us from? Your name and your location, please. Okay, we do, as we hope to get more calls from the viewers. Yeah, we cannot talk, we cannot overemphasize the importance of security,
Indeed. Talking about people doing informant job, we saw a woman transporting firearms from Nasarawa State to Katsina, and she said she's been paid 50,000 naira for crying out loud. Good morning. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from. Please tone down the volume of your TV set. We have picked your call.
Hello?
Yes, please stay away from your TV set. So let's talk. Your name and where you're calling us from.
From Maiduguri State.
Okay, what's your name?
You say?
What is your name? Talk to us through your phone. Just put your phone on your ear and then you hear me. What is your name?
Okay, my name is Ali.
Okay, Ali from Maiduguri. Let's hear your take about the topic today. Ali, please stay away from your TV set. All right, I think we have to let Ali go. Please go ahead, call us. Let's hear your take on this. This is an opportunity to talk to us. Please stay away from your TV set. For crying out loud. I'm getting exhausted with this, honestly. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello?
Please tone down the volume of your TV. Stay away from your TV. Tone down the volume. Are you with us?
Hello?
Yes, your name and where you're calling us from?
I'm Mujahideen calling from Benue. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you from Benue. Go ahead.
Concerning this insecurity in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Please stay away from your TV. We can hear ourselves through your TV, like through your phone rather. So please stay away from your TV set and talk to us through your phone. All right, we lost that call. I don't know why our callers today just want to hear themselves. And at the end of the day, we're wasting time not having a proper conversation. So if you have something to say as a stakeholder when it comes to Nigeria's growth, and we're discussing a very vital, topic,
of insecurity now,
which is insecurity. Please stay away from your TV set or tone down the volume.
I believe a lot of Nigerians have one or two takes about this
of course,
insecurity.
a very smart one too.
But then we cannot hear their take if they want to hear themselves from their TV set.
And I even give them an option saying, okay, you can go back, visit our YouTube channel, and you can catch up on this segments. But please stay away from your TV set. Get an opportunity, call us, just share your take, just talk to us through your phone immediately, and your ideas and all will be passed on to Nigerians. Not only Nigerians, but if at all the politician, we have some bad eggs, and they get to hear, the federal government gets to hear, and even state government, and we'll find possible solution for this. Good morning. Good morning. Do we still have the caller? Do not forget that you can send WhatsApp message as well. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What's your name and where you're calling us from?
Okay, I am Professor Balat Alhat from Bauchi.
Professor from Bauchi, good to have you. Let's hear your take, Professor, on the topic.
Yes, good morning once again.
Good morning.
Yes, quite all right. Security situation have been politicized, particularly in northern Nigeria.
Okay. Why do you think so?
There was a military leader, late General Sani Abacha. He made a statement that if any civil unrest lasted more than 24 hours, there must be some beneficiaries. And exactly that is what is happening to Nigeria today. Take, for instance, the case of Boko Haram, which began in 2009. And to date, 15 years, it has not come to an end. Probably because if they can put a barricade at that Sambiza area without spending any of Nigeria's ammunition, just keep vigil across the area, they will exhaust all their resources and they will have to surrender.
Okay.
Today, what is happening in Zamfara State, Sokoto, Kebbi, Niger, and parts of Kaduna State, as well as Katsina, without taking much resources, a barricade can be placed to surround all the areas that are occupied by the bandits and the kidnappers. Without spending anything, I am very sure, with time, they will all exhaust their resources and they don't have any option than to surrender. But many military men as well as policemen were lost as a result of the banditry. And there are some names that were earmarked. Like recently, the current governor of Zamfara State have made an assertion that the former governor happens to be a party to that kind of kidnap that is going on, as well as all forms of terrorists.
No, I don't think there was any part where the present governor said that.
The minister, the current minister of defense, let him resign and face the wrath of the law. So this is purely political. Somebody who is in governance, somebody who is in charge of defense, and is an ally to the terrorism going on in his own particular state.
Allegedly.
So if we're talking about whether it is politicized or not politicized, definitely we know there are some of the government officials that were involved in procurements of the ammunitions and the operation as to how to squash the terrorism. They want it to be elongated so that the benefits they derive from that activity will be maximized.
All right.
So
okay.
I'm of the opinion that if really we want to bring an end to the insecurity situation, number one, let us consider our youth who have certificates and those that have acquired some skills. Let them be engaged. Let's reduce the cost of governance. Let's engage this youth. If you go to most of our cities, there are holders of degrees, higher national diploma, NCE, and the like. Even if they cannot get a functional employment, let them have a functional vocational job to do, so that they will get rid of all this kind of insecurity. More so, this is a country where the legislators are receiving millions of naira, 20, 30 million naira a month, while others are there looking for 30, 70,000 naira to survive. And the number of politicians, they are insignificant compared to the number of youth that are seeking for jobs. And even the civil servants, what they earn as take home can never take them home, given the situation we are facing. The removal of subsidy or withdrawal of subsidy, the inflation in the country, the high cost of electricity tariff, and many other economic indices. So if actually we address these issues, we are good.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll get a better solution. That's what
that's quite an elaborate solution. And from the professor, I've attended an event, and then they're saying whenever you have a professor speaking, you just have to give them the time to speak. But then before we close the segment, let's just take one message from the WhatsApp platform where someone says, Morning Trust TV, I strongly believe insecurity has not been taken seriously by politicians. I mean, from the look of things in Nigeria, insecurity being politicized has come, and our army cannot use their technology to bring down this insecurity we're having in this country, Nigeria. This is from Ahmad S. Bima Enagi from Niger State. And that's about it on this particular phone-in segment on the morning show this morning.